championship. Hahnville wants revenge. Zachary wants another title. It's game time on YurView. Welcome to St. Charles Parish, the home of the Hahnville Tigers, as they will be taking on the defending champs in Class 5A, the Zachary Broncos, in a rematch of last year's 5A title game. This year, it's week 2 of the high school playoff season in Class 5A. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Palermo, along with my broadcast partner, Jason DeQuire. A anticipated matchup here tonight. Of course, Zachary, they are recent 5A champions in 2015 and 2017. And you've all heard about the story of Andrew Robeson, the Hahnville quarterback, who was ruled ineligible at the beginning of the season. But then an arbitrator ruled he can play. So in week 10, he got out there, and the last 2 weeks, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and with Robeson back in the lineup, much different Hahnville team. Don't let their record or their seed fool you. This is a very good football team. I expect a good matchup tonight, and I think on the other side with Keelan Brown, probably two of the most phenomenal quarterbacks in high school football in Louisiana right now.
Let's take a look at our key players in this one. We just spoke about one of them, and that's Andrew Robeson. You look at his numbers after 2 games, very impressive. Tyler Judson has been a mainstay in that Zachary defense.
Yeah, 3-year starter commitment to Ole Miss, a true ball hawk back there, and talking to Coach Boutte tonight, he's going to need Tyler Judson to make some plays in that defensive backfield to slow down Robeson in the passing game.
Not only will it be a terrific game on the field, the most electric atmosphere you see in high school football in Louisiana takes place here at Hahnville. For more on that, let's go down to Smacker Miles.
That's exactly right, Jeff. This Hahnville community lives and breathes Hahnville football. On my way in, I was talking to one of the Hahnville fans. She was excited. She says that New Orleans has the Saints, Baton Rouge has the LSU Tigers, and here in Hahnville, they have their Hahnville High School football Tigers. Here's what Coach Saltaformaggio had to say about how electric this atmosphere is.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Yeah, I mean, we're just happy to be playing, I guess, like 16 or 15 other people. You know, middle of the year, we were kind of thumped a little bit. We didn't know we'd even be here tonight, but we found a little bit of energy later in the year. And just to get back in Tiger Stadium, we'll have a great crowd tonight. It's a great atmosphere all the time, so it gave us a little bit of a push.
And we are underway from Tiger Stadium here in Hahnville. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, Smacker Miles. There's a look at Andrew Robeson. They've just run one play from scrimmage, 2nd and 7 from the 29-yard line. Robeson, over 300 yards passing last week in the playoff win over Walker, 189 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. And he'll throw for the first time here tonight. The swing pass is complete. Moving upfield, that's Brandon Carmardell. Carmardell has over 1,000 yards rushing. That's his 4th catch of the season. And it brings up a 3rd down here for Hahnville right away. Sean Burrell was on the tackle, an outstanding cornerback. Robeson last year at Vanderbilt Catholic threw for over 2,000 yards. 2,341 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He also ran the ball for 429 yards. A kid that absolutely loves playing football, great arm strength, and a good knowledge of the game. 3rd down and 3. There's Carmardell on the carry, and he's got the first down to the 40-yard line. First down, and this big Hahnville crowd enjoys that. We'll look at it again. This is a 1,000-yard rusher who's got a little burst to him.
And they're going to want to establish the run a little bit. Even though Robeson is back, Zachary's missing one of their starting linebackers, so they're going to challenge him there in the run game.
First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Robeson keeps it, puts his head down, and gets hit hard across the 40. Tackled by David Boutte, who's in there for Maverick McClure, who is out in this game with a concussion. 2nd down and 9. So much talked, written about Robeson and what he had to go through. Found out in August he would not be allowed to play after transferring from Vanderbilt Catholic. Appealed the decision by Executive Director Eddie Boutte. The executive committee did not agree with the appeal. Robeson all the way up to the 40-yard line on that run as he picks up about 21 yards on the carry.
Well, everybody talks about his arm strength, but this is a true dual-threat quarterback. Watch when Robeson gets in the open field. You can see, look, he's got a burst there. I mean, he's quick. He gets to the outside, and we're going to feature two dual-threat quarterbacks tonight. You just saw the first one there.
18-yard run in the end for Robeson, but as I was saying, he appealed the decision. The executive committee upheld the ruling by Director Eddie Boutte. And then it took an arbitrator here in St. Charles Parish to finally rule that Robeson should be able to play because of the findings of the LHSA did not result in recruiting violations like the LHSA said. Here's your starting lineup. So you look at the difference in what they're doing with Robeson at quarterback compared to what they were doing before. Only averaging 21 points a game, 42 points a game the last two contests. Jaquan Jackson is an SMU commitment. The offensive line has been good. Jacoby Scott's an all-district player. Gabe Medina has been really good. They run it again here on second down. Big run, almost like Puka Williams again. Brandon Carmerdale all the way inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. First and goal.
Well, again, you know, Hahnville coming out willing to run the football. We've seen Carmerdale on a couple of good runs in this drive. This, the best of them. And just look at the vision here. The moves right there in the hole. And again, Zachary missing McClure, starting linebacker, and Hahnville taking a little advantage of it.
37-yard run by Carmerdale. Last week, he rushed for 146 yards and a touchdown against Walker. From the 6-yard line. And Carmerdale gets inside the 5, and that's about it. Before that, Zachary defense stiffens up. Zachary's defense has been really good, only allowing 15 points a game, 222 yards a game. But they are missing several players. Elijah Hayes, Charles Selder, Maverick McClure. Those are starters that are not out there tonight. Caleb Jackson's a good one. We told you about Tyler Judson. Sean Burrell's got outstanding speed. And Wes Brady has been a great linebacker here at Zachary, over 100 tackles on the season. Second and goal now from the 4 for the Tigers as Nick Saltaframaggio's team moving down the field with Carmerdale. And there's a big-time hit by a Bronco defender. And that's Kenyon Martin, who's got 99 tackles, now 100 tackles on the season after that play.
Well, if you want to see good form tackling, here it is, a little read option, and Kenyon Martin just snuffs this out, and that's the way you tackle. You wrap up, drive those legs, and that's the way you teach it. Good job there by Kenyon Martin.
Third and goal now from the 4-yard line. Four wide receivers. And now some whistles. And we need a timeout, I believe, as Hahnville is taking the timeout. We did not get a chance to show you our keys to the game. Let's look at those really quick as you look at Nick Saltaframaggio. For the Zachary Broncos, what do David Brewerton and the Broncos need to do to get a win here tonight and advance to the quarterfinals?
Well, if you know Coach Brew, he loves to be physical, and he wants to be more physical than the Hahnville Tigers. And then they want to do some things different to try to rattle Robeson, bring some disguised pressure and blitzes, maybe throw him off a little bit. And then playoff time is Zachary time. This is when Zachary normally thrives. And for Hahnville, obviously, they've got to try to control and limit Keelan Brown to the best of their ability. Complete dual threat quarterback. The defensive line needs to win the line of scrimmage. Zachary loves to try to run the football, and don't be intimidated by the Z. Don't let the Z, just because it's the Zachary Broncos, make you think you're defeated.
David Brewerton has led two different teams to the state championship game. He's won two of them, once in 2015, and of course last year he also led Livonia to the state title game as well. That was back in 2007. On 3rd and goal, Carmardell cannot get to the end zone. Good job by the Broncos defense. They were all over that one. Caleb Jackson and company shut it down, and it's decision time here for Nick Saltaformaggio.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Got a great drive. Obviously, opening drive, you want to come away with points, but Zachary has really stiffened as they have entered into the red zone down here. As you can see, just trying to flip it out in the flat. Had a few receivers over there, tried to clear it out for Carmardell. And let's see if maybe they try to draw them off or do some kind of trickaroo here.
In this game, we're anticipating a lot of points. Settling for field goals early, not an option for Coach Nick Saltaformaggio. Robeson will run it, gets hit at the goal line, and he won't get in. The Broncos with a big defensive stand early. Wes Brady with the tackle.
Well, that's huge. That is huge because it looked like it was open there for Robeson, and then right there at the goal line, they're kind of do-it-all guy at the linebacker position. Wes Brady, watch him just close this thing right at the goal line, and then it's just strength on strength. And right there, Wes Brady, that ball came out too.
Ball was on the ground. Hahnville recovered it, but inside the 1-yard line. So Zachary will start its first drive from inside the 1. We've spoken so much about Andrew Robeson, have yet to really touch on Keelan Brown, but he's a great quarterback, the MVP in last year's 5A championship game, and Zachary creates a little running room. R.J. Allen with the carry, and he gets the first down. Another injury for Zachary. Their leading rusher, Kyle Landry, will not play in this game. There's a look at Keelan Brown's numbers. Been very impressive. One of the top juniors in the state as he has passed for nearly 2,000 yards. Hasn't thrown many interceptions, especially since the start of district play.
And he's just electric when he takes off with the ball.
That's what he did against Hahnville last year that really killed him. A juggling grab on the far sidelines there, as it was grabbed by Boutte Davis. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Zachary Broncos. They are averaging 37 points a game. And when you look at their, we'll get to it after this as they're running a little up-tempo here. As you look at Boutte Davis. But Zachary, very interesting. 2,018 yards passing, 2,021 yards rushing. Nearly identical. The swing pass. Chandler Whitfield's got some good moves. Whitfield's got a little strength too. And he's got the first down before Hahnville's able to bring him down to the ground. All right, let's look at the starting lineup for the Broncos. R.J. Allen in there for the injured Kyle Landry. This is a really good receiving crew, though. Chris Hilton is a sophomore who's already receiving interest from SEC schools. Colby Matthews, Traylon Harris, they're returning starters on that offensive line, along with Caleb Johnson.
And if Zachary has an advantage, I do believe you're right, Jeff. It's going to be at the wide receiver. There's just a lot of them that can flat out fly. And you got a guy like Keelan Brown who can sling it to him. We know Brewerton loves to run the football, but let's see if he's willing to put it up a little bit more tonight.
They'll run it again. Nice job by that Hahnville defense to shut down the run game that time, as he was hit by Adonis Freelou. Here's another big-time recruit on the junior level. 81 tackles on the season. Takes it personally when he does not make a good play or if he gets blocked on a play. And the key, according to Nick Saltaformaggio, is Hahnville's 3 down linemen against the starting 5 offensive line for Zachary. That down linemen need to control the line of scrimmage. Brown going deep into the hands of Chandler Whitfield, and then he goes down to the ground. A big pass play between Keelan Brown and Chandler Whitfield.
Well, again, this is where I think Zachary has the advantage, and this was double coverage on Whitfield. He just blew by both of them. Watch it here. I thought Keelan Brown may have overthrown him, but when you got a guy like Whitfield and his size, just stretching out there with those long arms, able to come down and make a play. If Keelan had taken a little off of this football, Whitfield walks into the end zone because he had beat both defensive backs by about 10 yards.
46-yard pass play between Brown and Whitfield. Whitfield now over 900 yards receiving, and Brown can run the football too. Brown has 825 yards rushing on the season. Let's look at this Hahnville defense. Nick Saltaformaggio calls these guys the unsung heroes, how they kept the team together while they went through their struggles on offense without Robeson. Jalen Singleton has put up some monster numbers this year, 26 tackles for a loss. John Pearsall, big-time linebacker, 136 tackles. He's a junior. And then the defensive secondary, those guys will be tested tonight against this great group of Zachary receivers. Second down and 7 is Keelan going to the end zone. It's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. Chris Hilton well defended there by Elijah Hamilton, who had an interception last week. Hahnville won its playoff game against Walker 35-9.
Exceptional defense by Hamilton, just kind of driving Hilton out of bounds, got his head turned around. That's what you need to do there, and ensuring that he doesn't come down with the football in bounds. Good defensive back play there by Hamilton.
Meanwhile, last week, Zachary took care of Sulphur 42-17. Hahnville comes in as the number 22 seed, but many believe if they had Andrew Robeson all year, they'd be a top 5 seed when it was all said and done. A hard run up the middle by R.J. Allen. And R.J. Allen close to the 11-yard line. So even without Kyle Landry, R.J. Allen was a guy that played a lot on last year's state championship team. So they would love to have Kyle Landry here tonight, but they have all the confidence in the world in R.J. Allen.
Well, and again, if you know Coach Brewerton and his style is he knows he has these all-world wide receivers, good quarterback, but he wants to beat you being physical, and that's running the football right at you, right at the teeth of your defense, giving you some of these body blows. He wants to try to establish that we're the stronger, more physical team, and doing a pretty good job of it on this drive. There you see Coach Brewerton, an offensive lineman himself.
Allen shakes off a tackler. Does he get into the end zone? Touchdown, Zachary. That completes a 99-yard drive for the Broncos.
Well, and keep in mind, this goes all the way back to the Zachary goal line where they were able to stop Hahnville on the 1-yard line, and then they take the ball and drive it 99 yards to pay dirt. A little bit of everything on that drive, running the football, a big long pass play, and so this Zachary offense, we know it's explosive, potent, and they can beat you in a number of ways.
Wow, R.J. Allen, his 5th touchdown of the season. Came into the contest only averaging 5 yards a carry, but that looks like a young man who's fired up to play some football tonight on a crisp, cool night in St. Charles Parish. The Zachary Broncos send a statement. They're not going to go away easily tonight. We'll be back after this.
Game Time on YurView is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. West Feliciana Parish. The best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone stronger, faster, better.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my Blues Mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Back at the Hahnville, Louisiana, as Hahnville and Zachary battling it out as Hahnville on the ensuing kickoff after the very impressive 99-yard drive by the Zachary Broncos. We'll take another break here.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by West Feliciana Parish, where you really can have it all. The best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak.
Hahnville on their second play of this drive. Carmidel's run is hit down by the defender for the Zachary Broncos, Kenyon Martin, who's made a couple of big plays. Brandon Carmidel has been featured a lot so far here for the Hahnville Tigers, and he's just a junior, 5'10", 165 pounds. Big third down coming up here for Hahnville as they try to get something going.
It really is, Jeff, and they've got to pick up a first down here after Zachary just drove the ball 99 yards on them. Need to keep this drive alive and try to get some points here.
3rd down and 3. Robeson under pressure, gets away from it. Dumps it off, incomplete. And it's a 3 and out for this Broncos defense. David Brewerton talked about wanting to get pressure on Robeson. See if they can rattle him here a little bit.
Well, they caused him to escape right there. You can see a little faster than he wanted. Good job by Robeson just keeping his eyes down the field, but also respecting that Robeson can run the football, and the Zachary defender stayed in their lanes, not allowing Robeson to scramble and pick up the first down, causing Hahnville to punt the football.
Out the punt for Hahnville, and that will be fair caught at the 33-yard line. And Zachary will take over. Got some momentum here after the 40-yard punt. Let's go down to the field and smack her miles.
This Hahnville program is very rich in tradition. They've had several recruits come out of here, and it's also very important to the community. They tailgate on Thursdays, and everyone in the Hahnville area really cares about this program. Jeff?
They certainly do, and they've been looking forward to this game. Nick Salter-Formaggio led Hahnville to the state championship game last year. Here's the Broncos on the run, as that's R.J. Allen.
Well, and it's not just Hahnville. I mean, you talk about this area of St. Charles Parish, and between Hahnville and Destrehan, it's endless, the number of athletes that have come out of here to go on and play in the NFL or big-time college football. I mean, you can start with the Ed Reeds of the world, and I mean, it's just rich in athletes coming out of here to play football. 2nd
down and 8, and don't forget about St. Charles Catholic. Maybe they don't have the big-time prospects as Destrehan and Hahnville. Interception! Maxwell Farrell picks off Brown, looking to go 6, takes it to the house, and this place is jumping.
Well, Uncle Mo has shifted in this football game because Zachary seemed to have the momentum, big stop, but ill-advised throw right there, just didn't see the defensive back. Keelan Brown did not see him. Didn't see Farrell, and Farrell able to catch it cleanly and get down into the end zone. Great block there on the sideline, and that's exactly what Hahnville needed. You can see right here, I just don't think Keelan Brown saw him sitting right there in coverage. Farrell down the sideline, and you can see right here at the end, a good key block right there, allowing Farrell to get right into the end zone.
And then the extra point is blocked. How about that? Ethan Chacon's extra point is blocked, so Zachary keeps the lead. But a big defensive touchdown for the Hahnville Tigers, who had a big week last week against Walker. 5 sacks and 3 turnovers, and held the Wildcats to just 10 first downs. Let's take a look at the blocked extra point here.
Yeah, just coming right off the edge, and Zachary has speed out there, so that wing guy out on the edge didn't get a shove on him, allowing him to come free and get in the block.
One more look at the interception return for a touchdown by Maxwell Farrell.
Yeah, again, just Keelan Brown doesn't see Farrell sitting in coverage right there. Thought he had a clean shot at it. Now, Keelan Brown's not a tall quarterback, so maybe didn't see him. But watch the block here by Pearsall right at the end. That is what sprung Farrell to get into the end zone.
Big time lift Hahnville needed there when it seemed like Zachary had certainly taken the momentum in their favor after the 99-yard drive, and then the Broncos defense gets the 3 and out. Here's a squib kick, and it will just be downed on the play by Zachary's Jaden Williams.
Well, that's Hahnville respecting some of the speed of Zachary and those return guys. They'd rather squib it and make Zachary start at the 30, 35-yard line as opposed to allowing them to potentially take one to the house on a kickoff.
Well, Chandler Whitfield has been outstanding as a return man for the Broncos this season.
Now the question is going to be, how does Keelan Brown respond to this? This Hahnville crowd, as you mentioned, is electric. He just threw an interception, so he's got to calm down here and get back to running Zachary's offense.
They'll go to the ground, and Allen gets shoved back after a couple-yard gain. I have a feeling maybe these defenses settle in a little bit, especially Hahnville's, after seeing a team go 99 yards. Nick Saltaframaggio told us they've only played one bad quarter all season. That was the 4th quarter against Terrebonne, a 41-0 loss to Terrebonne. But Hahnville's season turned around after that. Been an explosive first quarter. Zachary leads at 7-6 in front of this big crowd.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
We begin the second quarter. Zachary versus Hahnville. Been an exciting first 12 minutes of this one. A game that has the potential to go right down to the wire. Keelan Brown swinging it out here and moving upfield, picking up a first down is Chandler Whitfield. There is a flag down near the area where Whitfield went out of bounds.
Yeah, typically this is going to be some type of illegal block or block in the back, and likely Zachary will be moving backwards on what otherwise would have been a very good pickup here.
12-yard pickup. Let's hear from our referee, Shane Moser. So it's a holding penalty.
Yeah, Zachary runs a lot of those bubble screens, so that what that does.
Number 85, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
Didn't want to cut the referee off there, but Zachary runs a lot of those bubble screens, so what that does is it puts a lot of pressure on your wide receiver to get those early blocks, and if you're not set right or don't have your feet in good position, oftentimes those receivers on the edge will hold.
2nd down and 7.
Again, you're seeing Zachary kind of in its traditional non-huddle offense.
Brown got time to throw, moves around, out of the pocket, and incomplete. As they were trying to get it to Chris Hilton, the sensational sophomore.
He is, but that's one he should have caught there. Keelan Brown does a good job to kind of roll out, buy himself some more time, and then fires a dart in there in the middle of traffic. And that's just one right there that you got to have your receiver catch. It's a little low and away, but if you're being recruited by the Alabamas and all those of the world, those are balls they're going to expect you to catch.
Yeah, Alabama, Georgia, A&M, they have already offered him a scholarship, and he's only a sophomore. 24 catches, 478 yards, and he's averaging 20 yards a catch. 3rd down and 7. Brown feeling the pressure, looking to run, trying to get to that 1st down marker, and he does. Keelan Brown, just when you thought maybe you'd hit him from the backside, he's just got another gear that defenders can't catch up to.
He really does, and how nice is it to have in your back pocket on a 3rd and 7 that you can just call up a quarterback draw. This was a draw the entire way, and Coach Brewerton thinking, hey, look, I just got confidence that my number 15 can get to the outside and pick me up 7 yards. Now, when they get in the playoffs, they run Keelan Brown a lot more, so he complements R.J. Allen as sort of a running back in the backfield.
John Pearsall on the tackle. And if you're wondering about Keelan Brown, Baylor is one school that has offered him. Virginia has as well. Brown, they set up the screen to the outside. And Whitfield shakes off one tackler and all the way down to the 30-yard line. But the thing with Keelan Brown, he's also a great center fielder on the baseball team. There's a chance that this young man might get drafted.
Well, and as you can see, the reverse pivot, good little bubble screen. They love these little screens. Just getting the ball into their playmakers' hands, let them go make plays. There's 2 things that probably are holding Keelan Brown from the big-time schools. One, he's only about 6'6", and, you know, many of the big programs want to see you 6'3", 6'4". The other, as you mentioned, Jeff, is they don't know if he's going to get drafted and go and play baseball.
We'll have more on that in a second as the run by R.J. Allen. So more on Keelan Brown's potential baseball career. Let's go to Smacker Miles.
Guys, Keelan is a center fielder and a 3-hole hitter. He helped that Zachary baseball team last year, and they were a tremendous baseball team, as well as obviously their football state championship. Coach Brewerton said that he thinks that Keelan could be a baseball draft pick. So besides those offers from Baylor and Virginia, he also has some interest from Alabama. He took an unofficial visit to Tuscaloosa. So this is a junior with a very, very bright future.
Certainly does, and he is in the unique position of being a quarterback on the 5A level that could be a 4-year starter by the time next year rolls around. He became a starter for Zachary during the middle of his freshman season. Allen on the carry. He gets gobbled up at about the 24-yard line. 3rd down coming up for Zachary, but it might be 4-down territory.
That and Jeff, I mentioned Alabama twice tonight. That's it for the rest of the night. I promise. No more Alabama.
No more. I'll try to find another way to sneak it in there, maybe.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine here that Zachary's probably going to stick to that power run game. And that power run game will come to you from the spread offense. I mean, just because they run the spread doesn't mean they won't run the football right at you. So either look for the read option or hand off to R.J. Allen here.
3rd down and 3 for the Broncos. Brown barking out the signals, fakes the pitch, and then he is thrown down at the line of scrimmage. That is Adonis Freeland.
This guy can disrupt an offense. Freeland is just a monster on that defensive line. Not only that, he's fast, got a low center of gravity, and he's just very difficult to block. Take it on the double team. I mean, that play was designed to run right in Freeland's hole, and he just takes it on and makes a big play.
1-point game Second quarter, 4th down and 4. Zachary going for it at the 25-yard line. Will this Tigers defense be up for the test? This is a bigger and faster defense that Zachary is facing this year compared to what they faced in last year's 5A championship game. Brown throws the slant off the hands of the receiver. Hahnville's football.
Well, at times, Coach Brewerton says Keelan Brown's accuracy can fail him just a bit. He says towards the end of the season, he's becoming more accurate. This was a slant throw that just probably a little too much on it and just a little high. If when you see that slant coming, you don't necessarily need to throw your 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You need to just get a ball in there that's catchable. The receiver had the inside leverage, the inside position on him, and just really an uncatchable football there.
That brings out Andrew Robeson. Had a very nice drive to begin the football game. In case they're just joining us, Hahnville scored its only touchdown on a interception return for a touchdown as Carmidel was having success running the ball in that initial drive, but I think Zachary's starting to key on him a little bit more now. Taylor Milton, one of the defenders there for the Broncos.
Well, kind of bend but didn't break there for the Hahnville defense. Zachary was able to move the ball, but as they got closer to the red zone, able to come up with a big stop. Now in Hahnville, chance to get the ball back and potentially go up in this football game.
Carmidel already has 46 yards rushing. It's Robeson looking. Zips one over to the far side and too far for his receiver, Jerry Spencer, who's a track guy, very small out there, but...
Well, go ahead, Jeff.
No, go.
Well, you know, Robeson didn't complete that pass, but if you look here on the replay, the measure of an arm strength of a quarterback is throwing from hash to hash. And I tell you what, the amount of zip that he had on that football, that is the hardest throw in football to make, to throw it across field over there and not have it picked off. He was able to do that just a little off target.
Bit of a slow start for Robeson. 2 for 4, 6 yards. Facing 3rd down and 10. Hahnville's 1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. He's got a clean pocket to throw from. There's that zip, and there's a Hahnville first down all the way into Zachary territory. Jerry Spencer, only 5'6", but he's got an excellent connection with Andrew Robeson.
The late flag comes in here. Let's see if we, but again, I mean, you can just see the zip that Robeson puts on this football. That is impressive. Hits him right in the 11, accurately thrown ball. Let's see what the late flag was for.
Are they saying this targeting, possibly?
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact with targeting. Number 43. That penalty is 15 yards, results in a first down.
Let's look at this again. It's against Kenyon Martin. This will add another 15 yards on that pass play.
Let's see if we see the...
It comes right there. You see number 43 right in the middle of your screen.
Oh, boy. Well, the good news, unlike college football, you're not thrown out for the game. You know, you're penalized at the high school level. You're penalized at the NFL level. Obviously, in college, you know, we've seen it with Devin White. You're tossed from the game. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And which game did he not play in the first half, Jason? Oh, my goodness. You're not going to get me on that one, buddy.
Robeson running, throwing to the end zone. Incomplete.
Got another flag back here. May have been a holding as Robeson was trying to escape the pocket.
It's going to be holding on Hahnville.
Holding, number 59 of the offense. Penalties 5 yards, by the foul, repeat, first down.
But you're right, Jeff. I do believe the defenses here have begun to settle in. You know, the excitement out here and everything else going on with the tailgate and all the stuff Smacker mentioned. I think these players are starting to settle in, not let this game be too big for them. You know the level of importance of this football game. And, you know, but I still think that it's going to be a, you know, 35, 40-point game before it's over, and one of these schools will put up that many points.
Third meeting in the last 4 years in the playoffs. These two teams met in 2015, and Zachary beat Hahnville 55-27 in the quarterfinals. as Zachary won its first state championship, and then last year they met in the state title game, and Zachary won by 20. They run the draw, and not much running room at all. And now it's a 3rd down and long coming up here. That was Jace Myers, who's got over 300 yards rushing on the season. Now, Hahnville is also missing a running back. Darrell Evans, he hurt his knee in week 1 of the first half. And that was a guy that they were really counting on.
Yeah, you can see here just the delayed draw coming in with the new back there in Myers, trying to see what he can get.
So it's 2nd down. I might have said 3rd down. It's 2nd down and long. But yeah, Hahnville's missing Darrell Evans. He had over 600 yards rushing. And Coach Salta Formaggio said when Evans went down, that's where they lost their power run game. Robeson looking to throw. Nearly got brought down. Now throws all the way to the other side of the field and somehow caught by Jerry Spencer. And Spencer gets thrown out at the 40, but there is a flag all the way back at the 38. Well, and we have an injured Zachary player.
This is one of those plays that the Coach Salt is saying, yes, no, 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 you know, but I don't know how he was able to complete this ball. It stayed
on the offense, number 87. That's a 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Repeat, 2nd down.
Felt like that ball stayed up in the air forever. Really an ill-advised throw. But you can see here, I really thought he missed his first read out in the flat to the right there. He had an opportunity to get rid of the football, maybe trying to do a little bit too much. But here's where you just, as a coach, you are holding your breath as that ball is like a punt up there thrown across the field. Luckily, it was not picked off.
Now remember, in high school football, it's spotted the foul, so look where they're at. They're at their own 30-yard line. It is 2nd down and 49.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
They got to get all the way to the 21-yard line. Another thing that happened on that play, Elijah Hill had to be helped off the field, the Zachary defensive end. The Broncos have already lost in recent weeks 2 defensive ends, in Elijah Hayes and Charles Selder.
And now they got to burn a timeout.
Hahnville will use a timeout here, and they will have just one more timeout remaining in this first half. 7-6, Zachary leading Hahnville. Let's take a deep breath in this one. We'll be back after this.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
I didn't tell you guys about the game the other day. My seats were right behind me.
You're not thinking about if you set the alarm before leaving the house. You're thinking about how you caught the home run that extended the series to 7. You're thinking you finally have a baseball story to rival theirs. You're thinking about how you caught the ball barehanded without spilling a drop. You're not thinking about if you set the alarm. Well, maybe just a little. Stay close to the moments that matter. Cox Home Life will take care of the rest.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. For more Game Time high school football coverage, check out yourview.com.
Just your ordinary 2nd down and 49 coming up for Hahnville. They got a bunch of plays in the playbook drawn up here. I'm sure Nick Salter, Formaggio and company, after 2 holding penalties, have really hampered this drive for the Tigers. Play action fake. Let's see if Robeson, he's got under pressure, spun away from the defender. Robeson looking downfield. Did he catch it on the near sideline? Yes, he did. It's still 3rd down and long coming up. But there's another flag down at the 32. Are you kidding me? Is Hahnville going to get hit with another penalty?
And that's in the direction of holding, or sometimes you'll get an illegal man downfield when the quarterback scrambles that long.
That was a 29-yard pass play. An illegal man downfield on Hahnville. I think they'll accept this penalty.
Yeah, you got to keep backing them up. I mean, when you got a quarterback like Robeson back there who can sling it, you gotta respect that. I mean, you have to respect it, and you got to keep moving them back. Not only if you're able to contain him, then and bring up a 4th down, then you'll be able to, possibly get real good field position.
Yeah, you see the 2 offensive linemen there. It was to the right of your screen. They were really they were beating up on a Zachary defender, but they were past the line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure Jackson got a foot down anyway.
Now the playbook gets a little limited at 2nd and 54. And they run it with Jace Myers. And Myers, 2nd and 49, you got plenty of choices, but 2nd and 54, it starts to become a little.
I don't think Hahnville could punt it at least the first down mark. But look, for Zachary, you got to be careful. If you're the defensive coordinator or you're the defensive coaches, you got to be telling you guys, don't generate a pass interference here. Don't give them, don't let them out of this trap. Even if you give up 25, 30 yards, don't, have the pass interference call. That would just be horrible at this point.
40 yards in penalties on this drive. Have nullified 41 yards. They run the draw. Carmardell as Robeson got hammered on the play, and a flag comes down.
There it is. There's the first down.
Well, wait a minute, though. Not an automatic first down on a 15-yard penalty in high school football.
That's right.
So, obviously, in high school or college, college or the NFL, it's an automatic first down.
That's the distinguishment. You're right, Jeff. But they're going to get him on the personal foul, roughing the quarterback here.
It was a 12-yard run. Shane Moser with the call here. So still 3rd down. Watch Robeson get hammered at the end of this play. And did he kind of sell this a little? Well, that was a pretty good hit.
It was, and look, I'm not sure that Brady knew he had let the ball go there.
Now the thing is, that 15 yards is added to the run. So now you got a chance
manageable.
here. You got a chance with the arm of Robeson. It's 3rd down. And wait a minute, they're talking about this. I think Brewerton is saying no. You got to take this penalty. It's 3rd and 24 where the ball is at right now.
Yeah,
Brewerton does not agree with where they marked it.
Yeah, that you tack it from the end of the run is what is being discussed.
Is it from the line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
Or is it from the end of the run?
Well, they're going to leave it. Looks like they're going to leave it here. And I tell you what, if Zachary gives up a 51 yards to go, I tell you, they are going to be hanging their hats over there.
Well, then the other thing here too, Jason, is even if you get 10 yards, you might want to go for it. You might be looking at 4th and 13, but there's that option too if you're Nick Salter-Formaggio. It's 3rd and 24 for the Tigers at the Zachary 45. More pressure from the backside. Robeson got hit, has a man, intercepted right at the 1-yard line, and in the end, it's really not that bad of a situation for Hahnville, but that's Sean Burrell with the interception, his 3rd of the season.
Well, and I like the play call by Hahnville. I know Sean Burrell makes an unbelievable interception here. Looks like he gets beat, but this guy's just got tremendous speed, tremendous closing speed, and you're going to see it here. But I like the play call, forcing one down in the end zone from where they were.
Wow, that was a big hit by Elijah Hill.
And glad he didn't draw the. I know, thinking maybe a late hit again, but I think that's the right call.
That was a clean hit.
Yeah.
But how about Sean Burrell?
Just going and plucking that out. And Jackson had a step on him, but Sean Burrell just making it up there.
So could Zachary do it again? We've already seen one 99-yard drive from the Broncos as they run it right up the middle.
Well, and that's from where Hahnville was backed up to say now, and you had Zachary pinned almost at your 1-yard line. You know, again, that's a. I don't want to say an interception's a good interception, but that's about as good as you can get out of the situation you've been in.
R.J. Allen, you take a look at him as he is standing on his goal line here. They go right back to him. And he gets up to the 10. It's 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Broncos. Zachary came into this game converting 46% on 3rd downs. Each team has thrown an interception. Keelan Brown's was returned for a touchdown.
Wow, 7-6, 3 minutes to go in the half. I'm not expecting this, but I tell you what, both of these teams can score a bunch of points in a flurry.
Well, and the other thing is both of these teams have really leaned on their defenses all season long, in particular Hahnville, because of not having their starting quarterback until week 10 of the season. Brown completes the pass there to Jaden Williams, his 14th catch of the season. That's a 1st down for the Broncos.
And there's just been a lot of penalties in this first half, and some big penalties.
Highly emotional game.
There you go. Just a straight curl route. Keelan's going to connect on that the majority of the time there. Good throw, good strong throw. Relying on his big-time quarterback to make a play down there in their own territory.
At the 15-yard line. Zachary has all 3 of its timeouts left here in this first half. Brown winding up, and he's got a man wide open, in stride. Forget about it. That's a touchdown for the Broncos. Another 99-yard touchdown drive. This one happened a lot faster. Chandler Whitfield.
Well, the same guy we saw beat the double team earlier, and again, it's just the speed of these Zachary receivers on the edges. They got 3 or 4 of these guys that can just flat out fly. And I think the play is, hey, Keelan, throw it as far as you can throw it and just let me run under it. And I mean, that is, we saw Farrell with an interception earlier, but this time Chandler Whitfield gets the best of him and blows by him by about 10 yards, and right like that, back on the board.
12th touchdown catch of the season for Whitfield, who loves to make big plays. He's got 4.5 speed. Going to visit Tulane tomorrow. ULM has offered him a scholarship. Nichols has as well. Time now to recognize one of our great sponsors on Game Time. That's Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Companies.
My name's Aaron Duran. I'm a Farm Bureau agent here in Zachary, in the East Baton Rouge Parish. And we're putting together a playground and a workout station. Got a lot of people came together, met here early this morning and started working. And as you can see, we have several things up now. One's completed, the playground is on its way. Farm Bureau, as an organization, we donated monies towards the workout station to contribute to this park. Farm Bureau, we do these type of things with our community because we are the community. There's several parks and stuff in the community. This one special representing some of the fallen folks, and friends of ours in our community. So we are Farm Bureau, and our mission is to protect people. Every day we have an opportunity to go out and we protect what's most important to our clients and to those around us. Their house, their cars, and most of all, their life and their family. That's what we do, and that's what we do every day, and we're glad to do it. When Christy Anderson called me to see if I wanted to come help, I was more than happy to, because that's what we do. We're real service, real people. We like to be getting down dirty just like we're doing today.
How about that? Chandler Whitfield from his main man, Keelan Brown. For Keelan Brown, that's touchdown pass number 25 on the season. He threw 2 touchdown passes last week in the win over Sulphur. He also ran for a couple, did Keelan Brown. But how about the momentum shifts in this game?
Yeah, it's been big, and like I said, these teams have so much offensive power that they can score so quick.
Well, the X factor in this game, I think we were talking about it there during the break. Oh, look at that hit. Oh, my. How about that? That was something special. The fans at Hahnville didn't like it, but Jerian Miller came up and laid the wood on the returner.
Yeah, and you can see the fans here still a little stunned. I think they're stunned at the speed of Chandler Whitfield. They've seen him run free twice tonight, and
wow,
boom, that's just a good hit. That's just good tackle football.
Wow. My gosh. And that's that physical style of football that David Brewerton, as you see, adjusting the headsets there. That's what he loves to see.
Then the guy that Hahnville needs to get involved a little bit more is number 4, Jackson. They've been using running backs and whatnot, but Jackson, hats off to him. He's had to play quarterback for this Hahnville team until Robeson was eligible to go.
Robeson has to run, and he only gets a couple of yards. Jaquan Jackson, 5 catches last week. He's been completely nullified in this game.
Well, and the funny thing is, the happiest guy on the team when Robeson was eligible was Jaquan Jackson. You would think, oh, well, now the starting quarterback has to go ride the pine or something. No, Jaquan Jackson was just filling in admirably, and his true position is wide receiver, and he is happy to be back playing his natural position, which he'll play at the next level.
They also used Drew Notcan at quarterback as well for Hahnville this season. Hahnville started the year 1-4 as Robeson has to run again. Robeson under pressure. That's a bad. Somehow he caught it. Very lucky there. That was not intercepted, as it was caught by Corey Lorio, his 9th catch in the season. But Zachary is doing what they wanted to do, Jason. They wanted to pressure Robeson, and he's been running around there a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's not comfortable back there in the pocket. And I'm going to tell you, Coach Salt is going to have a word with him and say, hey, look, those are 2 balls that you've thrown late across the field. No good things will happen with that. And so you can probably see, just talking to him a bit there, very fortunate that that ball wasn't picked off. I know he's got an incredible arm and good arm strength, but you got to be careful.
Let's look at the bottom half of this 5A bracket, where you see Hahnville and Zachary. Hahnville a 22 seed, again 6-5 coming into this game. Started off 1-4, but after the 41-0 loss to Terrebonne, Hahnville finally turned it around and finished the season strong. Terrebonne, Ouachita Parish, Destrehan, Landry Walker, how about that, going over to Lake Charles last week and beating Barb. And then Denham Springs, we saw them week 9 of the regular season. It looked like that team was starting to play very well. Trey Muse had another big game against Sam Houston, and they're going to give Acadiana all they want tonight in Livingston Parish.
I bet you Walker's thinking that was not a 22 seed we ran up against last week.
It reminds me a lot of when Acadiana won the state championship in 2010. Pass is caught, and breaking the tackle there and picking up the first down. Jonathan Hill fumbled it, picked it back up, but I think he stepped out of bounds somewhere along the way, and he did. At the 43-yard line, but a big 3rd down pickup there for Hahnville.
And this time Robeson gets it out quick. They want to do more of that because Zachary's bringing pressure. But the little guy breaks the tackle, and watch him drop the ball and just bounces right back up to him.
Kind of rugby, a little rugby action there, kind of. Right?
That was close.
Australian rules football.
Yeah,
Who's the one
let's see where and if he steps out, ball bounces right back up to him. Wow. It's close.
Yeah.
That's close. Almost kind of gave himself up.
Robeson again has to throw off his spot, and another completion. Nice grab. There's Jerry Spencer as he was hit by Tyler Judson, the Ole Miss commitment. But just to finish my story, what I was saying earlier, Acadiana won the state championship in 2010. They were a 27 seed that year. They had to forfeit 4 of their games because of an ineligible player. And so they ended up being a 27 seed, but everybody knew they were the top team in 5A. They beat Zachary that year in the 2nd round. Robeson's pass looked like it was there for Spencer, but he didn't get his hands on it.
Well, the guy over there needs to adjust the sticks. He's got it there you go. All right, he had it at 1st down, and it wasn't a 1st down. It's 3rd down. Okay. You got it here.
Time to throw that time for Robeson.
Boy, he throws a tight spiral, and I am impressed with this. Is my first time seeing Robeson throw the football. He can flat out sling it.
Only his 3rd game this season.
And similar to Keelan Brown, just doesn't have the height, and he hadn't played all season. Otherwise, this guy would be having all kind of coaches knocking on his door.
Nichols has offered him. That's one couple offers here and there, but Robeson under pressure, throws it again, in trouble. There's the interception you were talking about, Jason. Eventually he was going to get burned on that. Taylor Milton with the INT, his 3rd this season. There's a flag, and maybe that might be a horse collar. There's 2 flags there.
I think there's some extra activity here after the play, but as you mentioned, been saying Robeson cannot throw this ball late, just haphazardly across the field. And sure enough, Taylor Milton burned him that time. You could almost see that was coming. And let's see if we can pick up what the extra activity was. But I think this is going to be a personal foul after the play here. See if I can see it come into the screen.
They hit Robeson after the interception.
But the problem now is well, let's let him make the call here. But the problem now is you give Zachary the ball back with 1 minute and 10 seconds left into the game.
So Zachary will have the football with 70 seconds. They have 2 of their timeouts. That is the second interception that Robeson has thrown. He did not throw any interceptions in his first 2 games this season, threw 10 last year, but
he's just got to settle down. I mean, look, I think he's trying to make too many things happen. And when you're playing a good team like Zachary, you got to take what they give you. And it's okay to throw an incompletion or just throw the ball back.
Well, the other thing that needs to happen, his offensive line has to figure out how to give him some more protection. He's been running around there a lot back in the backfield. Keelan Brown, he's got to run out of there, and he will go down. First guy there for Hahnville was Logan Brimmer, who's got 2 sacks on the season. Add another one to it.
Clock ticking here. Let's see. Here you go. A big play here. A much needed play by this Hahnville defense. Able to corral Keelan Brown, knowing that he can tuck it and run. And let's see if Zachary's willing to force the issue or maybe just take this thing in the half, up 1 score.
Well, this first half has been as good as advertised. We've seen a bunch of turnovers. Hahnville has just 1 touchdown. That was a pick 6. And yeah, Brown will get under center and will kneel it, and we'll go into halftime with the Broncos, the defending 5A champs, with an 8-point lead over Hahnville. Hahnville turned it over twice. Hahnville has given up touchdown drives of 99 yards and at 98, if you could believe that.
Well, and I think with Zachary getting the ball next half, beginning next half, Coach Brew just didn't want to take any chances late in the half there.
David Brewerton will talk with the Zachary. They broadcast all their games on the internet. Wes Brady's dad is on the call there for Zachary on their internet broadcasts. Pretty lengthy interview there.
I tell you what, maybe not all the points, but there was a lot that happened in that first half.
Well, 3 turnovers in that first half. Let's go down to the field and hear from David Brewerton.
Coach, Hahnville hasn't scored any offensive points this game. How have you guys kept the Hahnville offense and Andrew Robeson so off balance?
Trying to bring a little bit of pressure there, doing a good job over the top at times. I think that drive they had that ended on the half-yard line was pretty big for them. That would have been a big confidence builder for them to get in right there. It didn't happen. And then we followed it with a 99.5-yard drive and got points at the end of that. So I think that was big for us.
You mentioned that 99-yard drive, that being the difference in the game right now. What did you guys do right in that drive that you want to carry over to the second half?
I think our offensive line, played with some nastiness up front. We were able to run the football when we needed to on that drive. Converted some third downs in 3 and 4, and that was big for us on that drive. R.J. Allen had a great drive at running back there too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
5A champion coach. His Zachary Broncos are up by 8 over the Hahnville Tigers in a hard-hitting game here from Hahnville.
Game Time Halftime is brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. Gary Lewis Property. From apartments, condominiums, and townhomes, Gary Lewis Properties is a top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. Monogram Express. We make ordinary gifts extraordinary. And by Louisiana Lift. And Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. Check out YurView.com for in-depth high school football coverage.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by Crown Trophy. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
I'm delighted to be here at Podner's Barbecue, thanking the owner and operator and chief cook right here, Gerald Hopper. How you doing?
Doing great, Jim. Doing great.
Gerald Hopper is a big sponsor of the YurView Game of the Week. He's been feeding the crew every year as long as I can remember. And I tell you, folks, for the last 35 years have been coming to see you week in and week out. Why is that?
Because we're the best. We've been at it longer than anybody. And after all these years, we're still the one.
You are still the one.
And still having fun, too.
And still having fun.
That's right.
You've got the slow smoked ribs. You've got the baked beans. In fact, Tim McGraw said the baked beans in People magazine, he said they were the best anywhere in the world, and that's a great endorsement. Tell us about your latest special.
Well, every day during lunch from 11 to 3 right now, you know, everybody likes our brisket so much. It's good, tender, smoked brisket. But we have them on special. So you can get the brisket with the chicken, or the brisket with the sausage, or the brisket with the pulled pork. Comes with 2 side orders, a piece of Texas toast. Put our barbecue sauce on it. You got a heck of a meal. It costs $8.49. And we sell it every day, Monday through Saturday.
$8.49 for an incredible meal at Podner's Barbecue, and you absolutely are the best. I mean, 35 years, that's huge. You've seen a lot of places come and go. You're still here. You're still doing it. You're a great sponsor. And tell folks where you're located and how they can get a hold of you.
Well, we have 2 locations in Baton Rouge. We have the Sherwood Forest location is on South Sherwood Forest, just south of Interstate 12. And then we have the first location is on Florida Boulevard on the corner of Donmore and Florida.
Thank you so much for being a big sponsor of the YurView Game of the Week.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
I spent years suffering from knee pain, so I decided to have replacement surgery. My doctor did a great job, and he allowed me to choose Peak for my PT. I should have done this a long time ago. I'm so glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
Great night for high school football in South Louisiana, and Zachary leading Hahnville 14-6. We're seeing some outstanding play on the field, but both of these schools also do excellent work inside the classroom. And for more on that, let's send it down to Smacker Miles, who has the principals for these respective schools standing by.
Hey, Jeff, I have Tim Jordan from Zachary High School. Zachary is very strong both athletically and academically. How do you promote that excellence both in the classroom and on the field?
Well, you know, I think they work hand in hand. You know, our school system is the #1 school system in the state academically, again, 14 years in a row. And we expect excellence in the classroom, but we also expect excellence in extracurricular. So the same students who are making those good grades and those good scores are actually our athletes as well. 80% of our kids are involved in extracurricular activity. So it's simple on our part. You know, we expect excellence, and the kids, they give it to us.
Zachary stays on the cutting edge of facilities around campus. How do you promote that and help the funding and everything that goes into it?
Well, you know, it's 5A athletics, high school athletics. It's not cheap to run a program, and you know, we depend on the community support which we have in Zachary. We thank the community for for what they do. Our attendance at games is fantastic. Our sponsors are there, and the thing with Zachary is it's a community effort. The families are fantastic, which gives us fantastic kids, and we have a fantastic school because of that. So,
thanks, Tim.
Okay.
Jeff?
Thanks, Smacker. As you take a look at Zachary's home field, and here's the Fighting Tigers where they play of Hahnville High School in St. Charles Parish. And we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Hahnville's principal. So stay tuned for that. 14-6 is our score. Zachary leading Hahnville. We'll be back after this.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Fans trying to stay warm as it's halftime from Hahnville High School. Hahnville trailing Zachary 14-6. And more when it comes to Hahnville and what they do inside the classroom. Let's send it back down to the field and Smacker Miles.
I have Brian Lumar here. He's the principal at Hahnville. They have a very important AAA concept at Hahnville. Tell me about that.
Well, we certainly pride ourselves on being a AAA district in which we represent academics, athletics, and the arts. Of course, it's all about teaching and learning, and as you can see tonight, the entire St. Charles Parish is out here supporting our students. We're just going to continue to enrich the lives of young children. We pride ourselves on educating, empowering, and encouraging our students each and every day. And like I said, we're real excited about being called a AAA district, which certainly represent all three, the academics, athletics, and the arts.
How important is it for this community to be so supportive of both the athletics and the academics at Hahnville?
I'll tell you, look around. It's all about the entire St. Charles Parish community, all the stakeholders. We have a tremendous school board, top down. I mean, everybody is so supportive. You can look at these wonderful facilities. This community come out, rain, sleet, or snow. They come out whether we winning, whether we losing. It's really truly a blessing to work in such a supportive community. Our kids are truly blessed.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Smacker. And again, thanks to these two schools for allowing us to carry this pivotal 5A playoff game. Now more from a sponsor, Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
We're at Peak Performance Physical Therapy. I'm joined by Chris Purvis. We were talking about how challenging these training schedules are for the high school guys and how important it is to just keep healthy day to day. How do you educate these guys and coach them on what to do with their bodies to help them stay healthy?
Well, yeah, Smacker, I mean, we get a lot of injuries, and thankfully most of what we get and most of the things on the field are relatively minor things. And so that's one of the things that we work on, coaches, parents, the kids themselves, trying to give them some advice to make sure that their bodies are ready for the competition. A lot of times in practice, kids will tend to take it easy a little bit, and maybe they're running 3/4 speed and not full speed, or now that they're taking off of some of the hitting, which is a good thing because they're trying to keep from some of the concussion problems. But it really makes it even more important to be going 100% at practice all the time. Coaches tell you play like you practice, and that's really true, and especially when it comes to the forces that are on your body. If the kids have been going a little bit less at practice, then when they get in the game and the adrenaline's pumping and the band's playing and everything's going, then they're overstressing their bodies, and what happens is they have some breakdown. So we end up seeing problems there that could have been prevented if they would go a little bit harder, and I think the coaches would probably like it too.
How important is hydration in this heat? And even towards the end of the fall when it's not hot, how important is this for these kids?
Wow, South Louisiana weather, that's us. I mean, it's so bad down here pretty much all the time, and because of the heat and humidity. So we preach hydration, because it definitely helps the performance, and it will help too with, preventing some injuries that would not have otherwise occurred.
Thanks, Chris.
This throbbing neck pain was so bad it moved to my shoulders and was causing severe headaches. Then a friend suggested I choose Peak. 2 weeks later, the pain was completely gone. So glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
Back at Hahnville, where the Zachary Broncos leading the Hahnville Tigers 14-6 in the second round Class 5A playoff game. Let's bring you back into the broadcast booth. Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQuire. A lot to dissect during that first half. A lot happened. Hahnville takes the opening drive, marches it all the way to the 1 yard line. Zachary stops him, and then the Broncos go 99 yards and score. Hahnville gets a pick six to get it within 1 point, and then Zachary had a 98-yard drive for a touchdown, and that's kind of sums it all up. But Robeson's been under pressure. Zachary's been able to run the ball a little bit better, and that's a big difference in this game as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Robeson's going to have to settle down a little bit, a couple of ill-advised throws, and then it's the big plays by the receivers for Zachary on the edges. And here you see some of the highlights that bring you to the conclusion of the first half.
R.J. Allen with that touchdown run. There's the big interception return for a touchdown. Maxwell Farrell gets into the end zone. 50 yards on that interception return for a TD. Robeson going deep here, and it is snagged by the Zachary defender, Sean Burrell. And then here's Keelan Brown winding up. The center fielder throws a strike to home plate as he hits Chandler Whitfield in stride for the touchdown. Robeson threw 2 interceptions in that first half. Here's the second one. A defender draped all over him, and Taylor Milton with his 3rd interception of the season. That ended that drive, and Zachary then would just knee on it to end the rest of the first half. Let's take a look at the statistics. The 2 turnovers are big. The Broncos 249 total yards against a very good Hahnville defense.
Yeah, and then keep in mind, Hahnville, no offensive points. Their only 6 points came on a pick six interception, and you can see Zachary exploding some in the passing yards. But, you know, this half, Hahnville's going to have to come out, put it together a little bit more offensively if they're going to keep this ball game close.
Keelan Brown, 7 of 11 for 178 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Chandler Whitfield has 158 yards receiving. Good running by R.J. Allen, 64 yards rushing. And then for Hahnville, they ran the ball early on that opening drive before it stalled out at the 1. Brandon Carmodell, 58 yards rushing. Robeson threw for 71 yards, but he was picked off twice. Jerry Spencer, 2 catches, but Jaquan Jackson, 0 catches. He's their top wide receiver, but he has not been able to get involved in this game just yet.
Yeah, and that's the guy that's going to have to be their key and come to life offensively. Remember, he was playing quarterback till Robeson got back, but back at his natural position, wide receiver, and they're going to need him to be active in the second half.
Let's revisit our keys to victory. Zachary, they wanted to be more physical. I think they've done that. They wanted to rattle Robeson. I don't know if they rattled him, but they've certainly put a lot of pressure.
And they forced a pick six. I mean, not a pick six, but an interception off of him.
For Hahnville, control Keelan Brown. Well, Brown's had a big game throwing the football. Last year in the 5A championship game, Brown beat Hahnville with his feet. Tonight it's been his arm with 178 yards passing. D-line winning the line of scrimmage, I think that still needs to be determined.
Although Freelo had some good plays in his first half.
Yeah. And then, the number 3 thing, Zachary has been just such a good team in the playoffs. When you look at their record in the playoffs with David Brewerton, they are 17-2. They know how to win in this situation in a tough environment against a good opponent.
Well, and Coach Brewerton trains and prepares his team to peak at this moment in time in the season.
The two teams have come back out onto the field, and they are warming up for the second half in what should be a fantastic game. Hahnville does not want to see their season end to Zachary for the 3rd time in 4 years. Meanwhile, the Broncos are looking to advance, and who knows, they might be playing Denham Springs next week based on the latest score from Livingston Parish. Denham Springs was leading Acadiana.
Yeah, the number 3 seed. It's somewhat of an upset brewing.
Well, Zachary will get the ball to begin the half. Destrehan, they were in a battle with Landry Walker down in Berman Stadium. That game's close as well at halftime. Hahnville returning to the field now. Yeah, well, we got a second. Let's go over some scores here elsewhere around the state. Denham Springs at half was leading Acadiana 23-16. Destrehan has an 8-point lead over Landry Walker, 28-20 at halftime. Catholic beating St. Aug 21-7. Curtis over Jesuit 17-zip. Rummel and Brother Martin. That was a low-scoring affair when they met in the regular season. It's low-scoring here tonight, 7-3. Warren Easton blowing out Breaux Bridge 33-0. St. Charles Catholic and Parkview Baptist all tied up at 7. Parkview Baptist's record is not very good. I believe it 5-5, 6-5 after winning last week.
But just another one of those schools that knows what to do.
Well, not only that, they played a really tough schedule to begin the season. Now you got to be careful here. If you're Hahnville, the last time we saw Hahnville kick off, they did not want to kick it to one of the deep men for the Zachary Broncos. So they're going to look to try to keep it away. That's Sean Burrell there. And Chandler Whitfield would be the other guy you want to keep the football away from. Those are outstanding return men. And kicking for Hahnville is Ethan Chacon. Whitfield with that 85-yard touchdown catch. And we're underway here. Second half action from Hahnville High School. Buddy Davis on the return. And Davis goes down at the 36-yard line. Sire Lewis on the tackle. Down to the field, and Smacker Miles.
I had a chance to catch up with Coach Salter Maggio, and he said they have to stop shooting themselves in the foot. He was very upset with those penalties in the first half and said they were too sloppy overall. Other than that, he said another key is blocking. They have to win the line of scrimmage, and they have to be able to block better and be more physical in the second half to win this game.
Good points there by Nick Salter Maggio. And they had 3 penalties on one drive, 40 yards. They ended up facing second down and 54 at one point. The drive ended with a Robeson interception. Keelan Brown, let's see if he's still hot here as he goes to Whitfield, and Whitfield's got a blocker in front of him, and Whitfield's got some speed. Runs out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Good start to the second half for Zachary.
Wow, these guys are just, Whitfield is just electric. And again, a bubble screen. This time they got the blocks, and all he needs is a little crease. Watch when this ball gets out there. Gets it out there quick, and there's the little crease right there. He's through it. And just explosive. And got to make sure you key in on that. I know it's tough because if you play off of them, they throw the bubble screen. You come up and challenge them, and then they go over the top on you.
Zachary also has Chris Simmons as a wide receiver, but he injured his ankle in the U-High game, and he's just coming back So that's another guy that if Zachary continues this postseason push, he might get more involved in the offense. Brown gets out of trouble. Big hit at the end of that play. A ferocious block thrown by Hilton, but there are flags now coming down. I think David Brewerton's going to want an explanation here. He thought that was a clean block, and he is not happy.
Well, let's see here.
Well, I think he's going to be upset because that flag came all the way from the other side of the field, too.
Yeah, that's what he was pointing at.
Let's show you the hit that may have drawn the penalty. It was a block, again by Chris Hilton, I believe. Right there at the end.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
If that's what they're calling.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong with that. He was clearly in the field of play and was on a line to tackle Keelan Brown. Granted, we caught the end of it. I don't think he was defenseless or anything.
Shane Moser, our referee, will let us know.
They're going to talk it over. I think they're trying to figure out what everybody saw. And making sure that they try to get this thing here correct.
I think this is still going to happen, though. I think they're going to call this against Zachary. Highly emotional game here tonight. Blindside block.
Yeah, and we didn't. Let's see, maybe we catch more of it here in this view.
Now the defender has to be aware that he's going to get blocked, and he's not. So that is a good call. On that angle there, that is a good call by the referees. In high school football, if you're going to make a block like that, the defender has to see you. Now, it's tough as the wide receiver. I mean, you see a defender going after your quarterback, you're going to put your body out there and block him.
And it's not like you came from nowhere. I mean, you saw him running towards, and you're there. And granted, the defender has his eyes on the quarterback, not the guy. But those are tough. Those are the discretionary ones. And, you know, that time went against Zachary.
So now it's 1st down and 20 for the Broncos. They got the screen going here. And this is Chris Simmons, I think, finally, or no, that was Buddy Davis. Buddy Davis with the catch and run. And he gets a lot of those yards back that they lost on the penalty.
More of a traditional screen here, look, from Zachary. This is not a play they typically run. More of their screens come in the bubble variety, but this time just kind of letting those defensive players through and setting up the screen, letting Buddy Davis try to get out there in space and make something happen.
John Pearsall, another tackle for Hahnville. About 140 tackles on the season. He's in on every play, and he has been this tonight. Now they hand it off to Whitfield. Good job by the Hahnville defense on the pursuit. And Maxwell Farrell making the tackle along with Pearsall was there as well. And 3rd and long coming up here for Zachary, but they may be in 4-down territory. Broncos have been pretty good on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 4.
Well, good pursuit there by the Hahnville Tiger defense. Obviously, Whitfield getting his hands on it, trying to stretch the defense, but good pursuit, sideline to sideline, making that tackle and making it a 3rd and long here for Zachary. Here's where this Tiger defense needs to kind of buckle down, don't give up any yards, and if they do go for it on 4th, it would be a 4th and long.
Brown fakes the pitch, runs, takes a big hit, and he is stopped about 3 yards shy of the 1st down. Big lick at the end of that play.
Well, Keelan Brown's not afraid of contact at the quarterback position. Watch the end of this run. He tries to finish it like a running back here. Watch him just boom, lower his head there. That is a big time collision. Watch this again. I mean, wow, that's playoff football.
Lentrell Penitent makes the tackle. So a huge 4th down coming up for Zachary. Zachary this season, 7 of 13 on 4th down coming into the game. They've already 0 for 1 tonight.
And last time they tried the slant, and Keelan Brown was just a little high. I think maybe roll him out, run pass option here.
Same play almost. It's caught, and that's a first down for the Broncos and more. As Buddy Davis takes it all the way to the 10-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, you think Brewerton has faith in his quarterback. You know, he 4th and 1 and tried to slant earlier, missed him, but what do? Hey, I've got confidence in my guy. It was open. This time I just need you to make an accurate throw. He did, and went to one of the taller of the receivers there and able to pick up the first down plus.
6'2" senior Buddy Davis, who looks like might be going to Prairie View A&M. That's one school that is certainly interested in him. From the 11-yard line. Now they run the football right up the middle. Touchdown! Touchdown Broncos! R.J. Allen for the second time tonight.
Well, and when this offense starts clicking, you know, they throw the slants, they get you with the bubble screens. We saw a screen, and then all of a sudden, you forget about the old run game. And what opened that up was really just stretching this Hahnville defense sideline to sideline with all the various pass plays. And then you get down here, and you got room to operate off tackle because you've kind of opened this defense up a little bit. We've seen R.J. Allen now get in the end zone twice tonight.
Ethan Patrick O'Brien, 53 of 59 on extra point tries. And we got a 15-point game, I think. No, we don't. He missed it. Missed it. Hooked it to the left. So it's now a 14-point game. R.J. Allen, a couple of touchdown runs, has 6 on the season. Zachary does what they wanted to do. Started the second half with a touchdown. Hahnville has a chance to respond.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that. For you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Zachary Broncos come into a hostile environment here at Hahnville, and they have a 14-point lead over the Tigers. Big drive coming up for Hahnville to begin the second half. Their offense is yet to put it into the end zone. Their only score tonight was an interception return for a touchdown by Maxwell Farrell, and they'll need one here. After missing the extra point, Ethan Patrick O'Brien's kick taken at the 18-yard line. And Hahnville will start this drive as a nice little return here. Jaquan Jackson finally getting involved in the game.
He carries the tackler about 7 yards on his back, just showing you his strength and, you know, why he'll be playing college football. Watch this. I mean, he gets hit right about, you'll see it right here, and then he just carries it. He just, come on, boy. That's it. He carried him for 7 yards.
You got to charge a bus fare there, right? That wasn't an Uber or anything or a Lyft. That was just Jaquan Jackson and his legs and strength. He's committed to SMU as Jaquan Jackson. Well, the running game no longer working here. Carbondale gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage as he was hit by Caleb Jackson. David Brewerton's team now up by 14, biggest lead of the night. The scoring drive sponsored by ITI Technical College, as R.J. Allen's having a big night tonight with a couple of rushing touchdowns and over 75 yards rushing. 2nd and 10. Well, Andrew Robeson, there's been a lot of hype, a lot of discussion around him. He can add to this legacy with a second half comeback. Completed there to Jonathan Hill, but only a few yard gain, 2-yard gain, maybe 1 yard. That's about it. 3rd and long already here for Hahnville.
And this is a pivotal 3rd down play for Hahnville. You cannot give the ball right back to this red-hot Zachary offense. And you know, Jeff, I really think Hahnville needs to figure out a way, move the chains, and get some points out of this drive right here.
3rd down and 9. They are 3 for 7 on 3rd downs. Robeson. Complete, and I think where he caught it has the 1st down by 2 yards. That was a big-time play as he goes to Jerry Spencer.
That is huge, and now Robeson, this is the type of plays you expect out of him. Under duress, and just fires a dart in there. Watch, he's going to have a little late pressure right here, concentrates and just throws a dart in there to Spencer. Able to make the catch, and yeah, he got drugged back, but where he caught the ball was beyond the sticks. Big 1st down pickup.
Robeson's 6 foot tall, but did you see how he kind of stood up tall when he threw that ball? Carmerdale, again, the running game has been shut down ever since the opening drive. The Tigers haven't been able to get it going as a host of Broncos were there, including Cedric Brown.
Well, when you look at Robeson and you mentioned 6 foot tall, I bet you, Jeff, he watches a lot of film on the guy that plays just a little bit further down the interstate in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's not much bigger than Robeson, if probably about the same size, height-wise anyways. 2nd and 9. Nick Zelta-Formaggio would tell you that Robeson has the arm strength to play in the SEC, but the height obviously is a factor.
Wow.
There you see there, look at the throw there from...
That's impressive. This is huge. I mean, this is if you want to see a big-time throw, you know, forget the height. I mean, we know you got Drew Breeses and whatnot that can light the world up and be the best, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but this is just impressive. That's a rope, an out route, cross the hash. Yeah, you can't teach that stuff there. You got that's just good physical ability there.
Jaquan Jackson finally caught a pass, his 26th of the season. And it's a 1st down for Hahnville. Now they swing it out. That's an incomplete pass. A little too much pepper on that one for Jonathan Hill.
Yeah, this was a high fastball that time, and he's kind of laughing there. I mean, yeah, the thing about it, when you throw it that hard, there your receivers don't have a bunch of time to adjust. By the time that ball gets to him, it is gone. And again, some of his receivers aren't the tallest either. When you're talking about Hill and Spencer, these aren't the 6'2", 6'3" guys like at Zachary. So you're going to have to be accurate, put it where they can catch it.
Coach Zelta-Formaggio will tell you nobody loves football more than Andrew Robeson. Even though when he was ruled ineligible, he was at practice every day, was a member of the homecoming court. He missed his man there in the zone. Incomplete, as unable to make the grab was Jonathan Hill, and Hahnville facing another 3rd down.
Yeah, he had Hill that time, and again, he knows it. And you know, sometimes he just looks a little rushed. You know, just calm down and take a deep breath, and we know he can make that throw. But to your point, Jeff, this guy is just, I mean, you can see it when he plays, that he just loves and just bleeds the game of football.
3rd and 10, only his 3rd game of the season. And goes, uh-oh, look out, big time hit. Wes Brady.
Never saw him coming.
Pile drives Andrew Robeson.
Never saw Brady coming, just pressure off that left side. I saw him creeping in there, and the Hahnville offensive line just missed him. Watch right over here. Well, can't pick it up there, but he's in there before he even has a chance to really get back in his stance, and you can't allow free runners right there. Just brought him right there. They never saw him. Just a free shot. And when we talked to Coach Brewerton, they mentioned they were going to try to bring players from different directions and try to confuse them a little bit. That time they were able to do it.
High kick, good punt. And they'll back Zachary down to their own 11. But again, Zachary has a 98-yard touchdown drive and a 99-yard touchdown drive. 35-yard punt for the Hahnville Tigers, Dakota Dempster. Well, game time on YurView Louisiana. Thanks Louisiana Lift for their support on this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving its customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call them at their New Orleans office at 504-463-3400 or their Baton Rouge office, 753-5700. Louisiana Lift, they're always on call. Hahnville's defense needs a turnover here, and there's a good start for the Tigers. Nice tackle by Logan Brimmer.
Yeah, Zachary probably at this point is going to be, now they're deep in their own territory, so running the ball is obviously the right thing to do here, but they're going to be trying to take some time off this clock, and Zachary can go various tempos from their no huddle. Just because they're in a no huddle doesn't mean they can't slow the game down. They just don't huddle as a team, and you can see now taking time off, being more methodical, just trying to milk this quarter away with the 2-score lead.
Another run, and Pearsall brings down the ball carrier R.J. Allen, but very close to the first down marker.
Yeah, and here you go, just right off the right guard there. Good hole there, and R.J. Allen.
Look at what the offensive line did on that play. Just blew out the 3 down linemen for Hahnville. 90 yards rushing now for R.J. Allen.
And here's what makes Zachary so dangerous. You see a wide open, up-tempo, hitting all their receivers, then all of a sudden they convert on you. And then there's just this 3-yard and a cloud of dust type football team. They can play multiple ways.
Brown lost the ball, got it back, runs out of bounds for about 5 yards.
Yeah, knocked one of his coaches out over there on the sideline.
Well, one of the questions we had when we saw Zachary play U-High earlier this season, do they have the running game? Last year, Darwishi Sanders. 2015, they had Terry Sullivan. Who was going to be the guy that was going to step up and add a little running to this offense besides Keelan Brown? Kyle Landry goes down with the injury, but R.J. Allen has stepped up here tonight.
He really has, and then also number 15, Keelan Brown, will be more of a runner when you get into the playoffs. They're not going to save him or conserve him like they do during the season. They will absolutely let him go with the running game.
2nd and 7 on the screen. And another first down for the Broncos up to the 40-yard line, as that was R.J. Allen.
Yeah, and really kind of threw it in a lot of traffic. Good job just making sure he identified and was able to find R.J. Allen. But watch, a lot of traffic. I know, got to be careful down there, but able to look, well, just threw it into a host of people, but R.J. Allen pops out with it. And again, now you see Zachary, all of a sudden you can feel how much slower the game is, and they're picking up first downs. They're doing it, running the football, the little screen game, and the clock continues to run here.
From the 40, Brown in control, going deep. Well covered there, and nicely done there defensively.
I think Boutte there was thinking the knockout shot.
Yeah, Chris Hilton was the intended receiver, but he was well covered by Sire Lewis, who has an interception on the season. Keelan Brown, look at his numbers, 11 of 16 for 252 yards, a touchdown. He's through the pick 6, but outside of that. And here's the thing, that Keelan Brown has been the starting quarterback at Zachary since his freshman year. Andrew Robeson has been the starting quarterback at Hahnville since week 10 of the season. And I think we've seen a difference here tonight.
Well, it's amazing. It feels like Keelan Brown's been playing for 7 years already.
Right, and he replaced Lindsey Scott, who was Mr. Football in Louisiana when they won in 2015. But even though Robeson was running the scout team offense and at practice every day and at film study every day,
it's different.
Having that Friday night experience, I think, has hurt Hahnville here tonight.
Yeah.
Zachary's defense has played phenomenal, but just not having those reps on a Friday night with your first team offense, you've seen the difference here in this game.
Without question. I mean, there is no replacement for actual game time and playing time. And, you know, anybody who plays the sport will tell you, you try to replicate that stuff in practice, but you can't replicate the game situation. And then it's not just the game situation. When Robeson comes into the lineup, he's playing against the best of the best in the playoffs. So you kind of go from haven't had any game activity to now it's the highest activity that you're going to have in the fastest pace activity you're going to have in the entire season.
Nice catch by Chris Hilton there. He dropped one earlier. He makes that grab for a first down. Chris Hilton, the champ in the 5A high jump. Also a 4.0 student as Brown on a design run. Hahnville trying to stretch it out as long as they can. Pearsall brings him down. Also there defensively was Corey LeBranch. But still, on first down, they get 5 yards every time.
And the heady thing about this play, Jeff, is watch. Keelan Brown could have said, look, I'll just run this out of bounds and not take a hit. No, what he does is slows up, realizes he's going to take a hit, but what it does is it causes this clock to continue to move. Remember, they had this ball, started this drive with about 5 minutes left. Now they've burned 3 minutes off of it, and now coming kind of under the 2-minute deal here. And so this is how Zachary can also beat you, by just controlling the ball and killing the clock when they get up on you.
Ninth play of the drive, Brown hands it off, and another first down for Zachary. They've had a 99-yard drive. They've had a 98-yard drive. This one started at their own 11-yard line, I believe, and they've marched it all the way into Hahnville territory at the 36.
Yeah, and it's just kind of one of those knockout blows, too, because it wears you out. You know, of course, the big pass plays are exciting and the firework type plays, but when you have these drives like this, it just wears that defense out because it's just 3 and 4 yards and it's just grinding on you.
From the 36 on this first down. Somebody from Hahnville needs to step up. They bring the blitz. Brown going to the end zone. That ball, I think his arm was hit when he threw it, and it fluttered down the field.
And you can see Coach Bruce still taking a look at when he can dial up that shot. But you're right, Jeff. There was pressure in there. Good job by Hahnville getting pressure in there. And I do think that somebody may have swiped or been able to just pull on Keelan Brown's arm enough to impact the throw. Good thing, because he had his receiver with a step or two. Let's see if we can see it come in right here. Yeah, just right there.
Enough.
Yeah, right there to impact the throw and kind of look like a wounded duck up there.
That was John Pearsall deflecting the pass. As you look at David Brewerton, 5th season. Already has over 100 wins in his coaching career, and Keelan Brown is loose. Another first down for the Broncos all the way inside the 20-yard line, and this demoralizing drive continues. Wasn't brought down until Amani Jernigan got a hold of him, the linebacker. 18-yard run for Keelan.
Well, and the thing about it is it's his toughness. We were talking to Coach Brewerton early in the season about comparing his running style to that of Lindsey Scott, and you can see Keelan Brown much more of a straight-ahead runner, north and south. Just a strong runner, runs kind of upright there, but you know, he will get in there and get the physical yards. This is a big kid that's running the football.
17 first downs now for Zachary. This is a pass to Chandler Whitfield. Whitfield around the end. Whitfield into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos, but there is a flag down at the 6-yard line.
Well, and the Hahnville fans will hold their breath here. Remember, just a 2-score game, and now only 48 seconds left in the third quarter. So, no, they will be hoping that this thing is negated. Some kind of infraction here on Zachary.
So a break for Hahnville. They repeat first down.
A little flip. We see that little play more and more now, and it would actually count as a passing touchdown had the flag not been called. Didn't see it there. It may have been out on the block, out on the towards the sideline.
Ball at the 17-yard line. Back to the ground game. Back to more yards inside the 5 and another first down. R.J. Allen.
Wow.
This is what a champion football team looks like.
I was going to say the same thing. And a championship drive. And the thing about it is you understand the situation you're in. And what it is I'm up by 2 scores. I'm on the road. We don't need to keep – if we can play and be more physical at the line of scrimmage, let's just run this thing, milk another quarter away, and then possibly get into the fourth quarter with 3-score lead on the road.
First and goal at the 4. And into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight, R.J. Allen. What a game for the junior running back.
Well, they needed somebody to step up at the running back position when Landry went down, and they have found their guy, R.J. Allen. And got the hat trick tonight with touchdowns. You can see here just a good job up front by this Zachary offensive line. Just following his blockers right there into the end zone.
118 yards rushing for Allen. Had 4 touchdowns coming into the game, as the extra point is good by Ethan Patrick O'Brien. He's nearly doubled his touchdown total for the season tonight, has Allen, with the 3 tonight. Well, this week's YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, the silly season has arrived with the first firings in college football. While you never want to see anybody lose their job, Jeremy talks about how the recruiting calendar impacts when decisions should be made. Also, Jeremy is joined by Nathan Thompson of Fox 23 in Tulsa and YurView, Oklahoma, to break down the playoffs, plus the latest on LSU's newest and important commitment in the 2019 class. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle podcast. Check it out at YurView.com. How about the commitment from John Emery, the Destrehan running back?
Well, we talked about it at the Denham Springs game, and we knew when LSU started improving, and with the season they've had, nobody really expected. You start winning, people start turning their heads, giving you second looks, and one of the school he had committed to was Georgia, and when LSU beat you 33, what was it, 33 to 16, and he starts saying, well, maybe I made the wrong decision here.
Ethan Patrick O'Brien has it teed up. Just 15 seconds left. 2 big touchdowns by Zachary in this third quarter, and they got a 3-touchdown lead. High kick. Jackson from the 16. Jackson stays on his feet after the initial contact, and then he's finally brought down at the 36-yard line. More good pursuit there by Zachary. Jerian Miller in on another special teams tackle. Is there a flag at the end? No, there's a flag all the way back at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Zachary may have been offsides.
No, there might be some pushing and shoving or something after the, just well away from the field.
Yeah, they're moving this ball.
Three touchdown drives for Zachary tonight of 99, 98, and 89. That is something else. Out of all the things that I think Nick Salterframaggio was thinking about going into this game, let's get the call here first. Another personal foul. It's going to go against Hahnville. We do not pick it up on any of our replays, but out of all the things that Nick Salterframaggio was thinking about going into this game, probably the last thing he would have anticipated, his defense giving up a 99, a 98, and an 89-yard scoring drives. Nobody would have thought that against this Hahnville defense that's played so well this year. But this is a very dynamic Zachary offense. Final play of the third quarter coming up. Robeson swings it out. Flags down on the ground. Jace Myers is down right at the line of scrimmage. Taylor Milton and the rest of the Broncos bring him down. This Zachary defense finished out the regular season with 2 shutouts. Did not allow a point in the second half against Sulphur last week. And they have not allowed an offensive touchdown here tonight. And again, they are missing 3 starters. Elijah Hayes, Charles Selder, and Maverick McCord. And that is the end of the third quarter after the illegal motion. Been a tough 3 quarters for the Hahnville Tigers, but do they have a comeback in them? Well, they are going to run one more play. It was an untimed down, so let's quiet the band down and get ready here. First down and 15. Robeson will hand it off, and nothing happening. Caleb Jackson shutting it down. Also there defensively for Zachary, Ashton Freeman, Chandler Whitfield, and the Zachary Broncos, along with Taylor Milton, Wes Brady. Championship performance tonight.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't tell you guys about the game the other day. My seats were right behind.
You're not thinking about if you set the alarm before leaving the house. You're thinking about how you caught the home run that extended the series to 7. You're thinking you finally have a baseball story to rival theirs. You're thinking about how you caught the ball barehanded without spilling a drop. You're not thinking about if you set the alarm. Well, maybe just a little. Stay close to the moments that matter. Cox Home Life will take care of the rest.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Back from Hahnville, the Hahnville Tigers facing second and long odds to advance to the quarterfinals as they are down 27-6. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, and Smacker Miles down on the field. Roberson gets rid of it and intercepted. Taking it to the house. That might be your ball game right there. The third interception thrown by Robeson. Sean Burrell gets his second of the night and a pick 6.
Oh boy. That's tough. That's tough. You know, just dropping back, thinking he's going to complete the easy little bubble screen, try to get his team some yards, and Sean Burrell, tremendous speed, just closes. I mean, he reads this thing the whole way. And Jeff, we often see the turnover chain come out for Zachary, and here it comes tonight, and he just reads it the whole way. I mean, just reads the play and knows what's about to come, and that's an easy pick 6 there for Sean Burrell.
That's your 5A state champion in the 200 and 400. Also won the 110 hurdles and the 4x100. 2 interceptions tonight for Burrell. He now has 4 for the season. He was wearing the turnover chain, but he quickly gave it up because he has to go back out there and play defense in a tough night for Robeson, as his brief playing career at Hahnville, as far as on the football team, is quickly coming to an end here. 34-6. David Brewerton's team what a great performance here tonight. Just all 3 phases. Special teams hasn't been a huge factor, but
I think he can finally enjoy him a little sip of water over there, you know.
I tell you, Brewerton, when we spoke with him right before the game, you know, you'd never know he was in a playoff game. I mean, he's kind of joking with us and enjoying. This guy both of these coaches love high school football, and Brewerton was so looking forward to having the opportunity to play here at Hahnville. He's always wanted to play here, he said. Finally got their chance because everybody knows about the mystique of playing at Hahnville, one of the best high school football environments. Jaquan Jackson trying to get the Tigers back in this game.
That's been a bright spot for him tonight. The other thing too is, Jeff, I think all of these coaches and former players are competitors, and what Brewerton is doing at Zachary is he's trying to not just build a program but build a dynasty. And I think he's a little offended, not offended, but is the right word, but Hahnville is known as a historic program. The fans come out and tailgate. They've been having season ticket holders since 1949, and that's where he wants this Zachary program to be. So I think he feels like to be considered the best program or one of the best programs in the state, you got to come into environments like this and plant your flag and say we're here.
Robeson trying to throw his team back into this game. Great coverage, though, all over Jerry Spencer as Taylor Milton was defending him. That was the 11th play of the second half for Hahnville, while Zachary's got 9 first downs in the second half. And Robeson now 9 of 17 for 95 yards and 3 interceptions. Robeson will try to run, and he gets flung to the ground. Tackled by Cedric Brown, a sophomore. 64 tackles on the year.
And you see Robeson been under a little pressure all night. This time tries to escape the pocket. Coming in there and just flinging him a bit there.
I asked David Brewerton, did you even bother watching the first 9 games of the season? Because Robeson is, especially what Hahnville now is on offense compared to what they were the first 9 games. And he said, yeah, I watched him. And he said he could not believe the energy that he saw the entire team play with when Robeson played in that first game against HL Bourgeois in the regular season finale. And he knew that this was a difference maker, a guy that lifted his whole team, elevated the whole team to play at a higher level.
Well, he struggled a bit tonight, but you can see it. I mean, he brings it to the team. He plays hard every play. And just a whole different ball club with him back there. God, look at this.
Slings this one downfield. Almost intercepted again. Sean Burrell.
That guy's impressive.
A junior. And with his speed, I think there's going to be a lot of schools looking after that guy.
And it's not just the speed, it's his leaping ability. And ability to go up in the air and make a play. Most other teams in high school, this is a touchdown. Watch this. I mean, this guy throws it. First of all, incredible throw off your back foot. And most everybody else isn't, boom, just goes up there and says, nope. My high point this thing. And
Jaquan Jackson had, you're catching the end of the play there, but Jaquan Jackson had a 2-step lead on Burrell, but he closed it just like that. Robeson got to get rid of it. And not much happening again. I go back to a point I was making in the third quarter. This is tough for him, being his 3rd game of the season and trying to go up against this defense. And again, Zachary's defense is playing phenomenal, but Robeson don't have a shot tonight without the repetitions that you need to go up against a well-oiled machine like this that the Broncos have brought. And this is what Zachary does. Man, they just, as Robeson throws, complete here to Jerry Spencer. I mentioned Acadiana earlier this night where they won a state championship when they were the 27 seed. And when Ted Davidson really had the Wrecking Rams going, it didn't matter what happened in the regular season. By the time November rolled around, that team was playing at a high level and nobody wanted to play them in the playoffs. Same with Zachary. They may have lost to Catholic High. They may have lost to UI this year. Get them in November, you don't have much of a chance to beat them. And they went into West Monroe last year and won. And now they come into another hostile environment and look like they could come away with a blowout victory over Hahnville. Roberson using his feet. I think he's got enough for a first down. It'll be close. Sean Burrell was there defensively, along with Ashton Freeman.
Oh, Robeson still continuing to play tough. This is how you know you have a competitor. You think this guy wants to win, he's not trying to go out of bounds. And hey, he is trying to win. He's going to play every second on that clock and just play hard.
Trying to get something going is Commerdell. And look at that. The corral has come in. The Broncos bring him down. So Commerdell has had a really good year, had a really good first drive, but no running room since then as he lost 2 on that play. 12 carries for 62 yards. Most of those 62 yards on the opening drive of the night that ended at the 1-yard line on 4th down. Hahnville inside the Farm Bureau Insurance red zone for the first time since that opening drive of the night. Robeson to the end zone. Touchdown, Hahnville.
Good for him.
Jerry Spencer's 3rd touchdown of the season. Robeson his 6th touchdown pass of the year.
Good for Robeson. He needs that. And I tell you what, when you give him time and his receivers create just a little bit of separation, he's got all the tools to get it there. Again, another out route, far hash, just throws a beautiful strike out there.
Beat Kenyon Martin on the play. Movement before the snap on the extra point try. So they'll retry the extra point here. Ethan Chacon missed his only other PAT try. Got that one. 8:34 left to go. Zachary still in control. Probably an onside kick coming up. Andrew Robeson, 6th touchdown pass of the season. Not enough though yet. We'll be back after this.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection. And the best baked beans in America.
When company comes to town,
company's coming!
We go all out. All you gotta do is get down here and visit Baton Rouge.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by the best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out WFParish.org. West Feliciana Parish, where you really can have it all.
Hahnville showing some life here in the 4th quarter, even though they're facing a huge deficit against the 5A champions. Touchdown catch there by Jerry Spencer. All right, let's see Hahnville if they can execute the onside kick. Chacon has it teed up. Here we go. Got the big bounce, but Zachary did a good job. Sean Burrell, 2 interceptions tonight and handled that one cleanly right there. So we look at it again. Good job here providing a little protection for Burrell. Nice block by Taylor Milton.
Denham Springs has gone up over Acadiana 37-30.
How about that? Bill Connidy's team. And we sensed it against Central. We thought leaving that game after they beat the Wildcats in week 9. More R.J. Allen here for you. And Allen into the Hahnville secondary all the way up to the 35-yard line before Elijah Hamilton wrapped him up and brought him down. But when we left that game against Central, we talked about it, Jason, and Denham Springs looks like a team that's coming together at the right time. Got a good quarterback, Lance Lunsford. Trey Muse was running the ball. The defense was playing better. How about Destrehan in a fight against Landry Walker, only up by 2, 28-26.
And Landry Walker has the ball in the red zone.
Wow. How about Destrehan if they lost tonight? 5A is always wide open every year. And if Destrehan loses that, and if Acadiana loses,
so 2 and 3,
you figure Zachary then would be the favorite to come out of this bottom half of the bracket and possibly play West Monroe in the state championship game. If West Monroe comes out on the other side.
You got to think back to some of Zachary's losses. I mean, I know they have a couple on the season, but one to U High, everybody in the world's lost to them. And then when they played Catholic High, they were just beat up. Their whole linebacker crew was gone.
Yeah, no Maverick McCorinecki. Chandler Whitfield with a sensational move, leaving Maxwell Farrell in the dust there. I wonder if we could catch that on replay. How about this juke on Farrell, who, this is what they call a crossover dribble in basketball. Look at this move.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it.
The Euro step, huh? These guys are skillful on the outside. I mean, you're not going to find a better receiving core in high school football.
And if you get them in the dome, perfect conditions on the turf, that's what other teams, when Hahnville found that out last year. Not much of a ground game there. Denham Springs Zachary, how about that? Who would have predicted that in a quarterfinal matchup if that score holds up?
Actually, Destrehan has gone ahead 31-26.
Okay, Destrehan takes the lead. And Landry Walker, we always knew they had a good defense. It's whether they can really get the quarterback position settled out, and I think Emmanuel Powell has been able to do that. 7 catches for 207 yards tonight for Whitfield. Here's Allen. Again, when you watch that Zachary offensive line, it's just 5 white jerseys pushing back all those purple jerseys. That's how it's been all night long.
And that was their top key of the game, is be physical. And we heard Coach Brewerton in our weekly conference call that's what he wanted to do. Can we be more physical than Hahnville? And thus far, they've done that offensively and defensively.
Tylen Smith is that big dude right there. Look at that guy. That's a specimen right there. Usually see Traylon Harris out there. I didn't see Traylon. Maybe he got hurt. Off the fingertips of the intended receiver.
Be interesting to see what they do here. Will they let their kicker come in and get some experience, or are they going to go for it here on 4th and about 4?
They had Martel Fontenot during those championship year runs. He's now kicking for Southern.
Well, and if there's a drop-off in the Zachary team from last year, that's where it is. They don't have near the field goal kicking capability or the punting capability. He handled both for him.
Yeah.
And in these situations right here, it'd be a no-brainer. You'd run Martel out there.
Sean Burrell is their punter, and he's done a decent job for him. 4th down here, and it's a 1st down and more for Zachary. And another touchdown. R.J. Allen doubles his touchdown output for the season tonight. That's his 4th.
Or you just dial up R.J. Allen, right? So 4th and 4, what do? Give it to my back, who now has been into the end zone 4 times tonight. And again, this is Zachary offensive line, Jeff, you nailed it. I mean, they've dominated up front and just created these lanes. And R.J. Allen, when he gets it, he doesn't play around. I mean, he gets there and hits the hole. I mean, there he kind of gets to the outside, but he sees the hole and hits it, and he's done a good job running the football tonight.
You mentioned the game against U High. David Brewerton said he felt his team was able to exhale after that game. They ended up losing that game, but there was so much hype going into that game, considering those were 2 of the best teams, not only in the Baton Rouge area, but in the state, and 2 of the best teams really in the Gulf South. And there was they had a country band playing out in the parking lot. People were tailgating before the game. It was great weather. U-High was in town, and they played with U-High for 2.5 quarters, and then U-High and Mike Hollins and them just kind of ran away with it in the second half. But it allowed his team to refocus after that, and they haven't lost a game since.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, that game was just huge on a number of fronts. And, you know, that's why the relief, because, hey, now my team can get back to focusing on what's in front of us, obtaining our goals. And, yeah, that was to kind of establish who's the most dominant team maybe in the state. But now they all go their separate ways, and U-High goes and plays in its playoff bracket, and now Zachary over here.
483 yards of total offense tonight for Zachary. They averaged 367. From the 15. And just running out of bounds there is Jaquan Jackson. Let's go down to the field at Smacker Miles.
Guys, these Hahnville stands are clearing out as we speak, very quickly, might I add. But this is one of the most important environments to Louisiana high school football. It's beautiful, the turf is nice, the entire stadium is decked out in purple and gold. They're playing the LSU fight song down here, and they have the Eye of the Tiger on their Hahnville helmets. This is a really special one, and one we're really lucky to be a part of. Jeff?
Yes, we want to thank the Hahnville administration for allowing us to televise this huge playoff game. Great place here in Hahnville. Always love coming here. Last year we did a playoff game where they beat Denham Springs as Robeson almost threw his 4th interception. Been a tough season for Hahnville at the beginning of the year to go 1-4. Nick Selter-Formaggio, along with Andrew Robeson being declared ineligible for the year. Nick Selter-Formaggio was suspended for the first 4 games of the year. And I asked Coach Salt, what did you do? I mean, did you come watch the game? He said, no, the first night I tried to do a date night with my wife, and that didn't go very well. They were going to go out the next Friday night, and she canceled and said, let's just
you go watch some football somewhere. Yeah.
And the other thing about it was his wife also got him a membership to a local athletic club so that he can work out a little bit and run on the track. So that's what he actually ended up doing. And the team struggled. Like I said, they went 1-4. And the assistant coaches did a great job, Coach Salt said, but you still need that chief, right? You need that. That's why Smacker's dad always wears the white hat, right? Because you know, when it comes to crunch time, you want to look over to the sidelines and see where your leader's at. And and for this team to turn it around, because when they were 1-4, Selter-Formaggio would tell you they were saying, how are we even going to make the playoffs right now? And they ended up finishing the season off strong. But it looks like it's coming to an end right now, and a lot of injuries, losing Darrell Evans. They lost a starting offensive lineman for 5 weeks to a concussion. Then they had the flu bug run through the team. But he's very proud of the seniors. They have played in 52 of a potential 57 games in their high school career.
Yeah, that's a heck of an achievement right there. I mean, that is impressive. That's impressive. That tells you how talented this club has been for so many years, and just the prestige of this program. And of course, everybody remembering Puka from last year.
Yeah.
The great career he had here running the football.
You know, the other thing, because it was so up in the air and in the court systems, and you're an attorney, Jason, so you know how these things are. Every Friday, the kids would come in and ask him, hey, is Andrew going to play?
Yeah.
And you know, there was the disappointment that he would tell him, nope, he's not playing tonight. 2nd and 10. Robeson, he's been running for his life. Ball comes out, And I think Hahnville retains possession.
But that just tells you also the mentality of Robeson. For him to show up every day, work hard every day, go to practice knowing you don't even know if you're going to be able to play a snap the entire season. And for most of the season, he didn't play a snap. And so that's just impressive and tell you how much of a team player. And he was doing that to be there and be in that locker room and provide leadership, even though he could not participate in the games.
3rd down and 11. And they get the running game going. Carmerdell looks like he's got enough for a 1st down there. Carmerdell will be back next year. They're losing Jaquan Jackson, obviously Robeson, Jonathan Hill, but Jerry Spencer coming back. Coach Salter Formaggio really liked what he saw from Drew Nakhan, who started a few games when Robeson went down, or when Robeson was ineligible to play, after they finally ended Jaquan Jackson's quarterback career.
You know, at this contest, I felt like Zachary could put up 35 or 40 points.
Yeah.
But I didn't think the defense would hold him to 13.
No.
That's where I missed.
Really, just one touchdown.
Yeah, because the pick six, right. But I'll tell you what, you got to credit Zachary's defense for what they've been able to do on the road here. Hostile environment, playing against a big-time quarterback. And they said they were going to mix up the pressures on Robeson, and they've been able to kind of keep him uncomfortable most of the night.
Robeson running here, picks up about 3 or 4. Well, a lot of people felt with Robeson back out there that this was more like a semifinal matchup than a 2nd round matchup. So, and David Brewerton, to his credit, said, you know, a lot of people might look at, man, this is a tough 2nd round matchup. You got the 6th seed. You should be playing, 1, you should be playing at home maybe, and 2, you're not supposed to be playing a team with a quarterback of this caliber. But David Brewerton never made any excuses. This is who you got to play, show up on Friday night and beat them, and that's what they've done. 1st down here for Jonathan Hill as he runs out of bounds. Taylor Milton chased him out. Milton's had a nice game tonight. Man, are they good at linebacker with him, Wes Brady. They get Maverick McClure back.
Yeah, that's scary, man.
Kenyon Martin. They just got some terrific athletes over there.
And, you know, you pick up your running back too. I don't know if he's out for the season, but you know, maybe you get him back into the mix too. I mean, you just become lethal in all aspects of the game.
I saw Wes Brady's dad. As I said, he works. He does good work as Robeson is running, and all the way down to the 5-yard line. Wes Brady's dad was up here, and Wes's dad is a good Zachary football player himself. Robeson's hurt.
Got the wind knocked out of him there.
Might be a stinger of some sort. But I was asking him, man, I said, you guys are banged up. You got 3 starters on defense that are not playing here tonight. And he looked at me and he said, we'll be fine. He was right. They were more than fine tonight. And that's what I thought going into this game, Jason, that could be maybe a bit of an equalizer for Hahnville, and the fact that Robeson doesn't have as much experience is that Zachary's just banged up. And they are bringing in a new quarterback, and this is Drew Nakhan. So Nakhan will be your QB next year for Hahnville.
You can look at Robeson. He does not want to come out of this football game. He doesn't care what the score is.
When you've only played 3 games. Well, while we have a timeout, let's take a look at our play of the game. And Jason, it goes back to the first drive of the night. Hahnville was on the move. They had everything going for them. And a critical 4th down coming up. And here is the play of the game. This is 4th and goal for the Tigers.
Well, and I think
Robeson trying to get in, and I was just telling you about Wes Brady. He made the tackle there. And that is our Ponda's Barbecue play of the game.
And I think that's really where Zachary set the tone, right there.
Man, they really roughed him up when he got down there. Caleb Knighton was there as well. And you're right, it set the tone, and then Zachary goes 99 yards and scores a touchdown. And even though Hahnville got it back within 1 on the pick 6, they never really got momentum back on their side again. So Drew Knockan in at QB. And they'll hand it off to Jace Myers, and Myers only gets to the 3. Let's see if Robeson comes back in. He will.
You're not going to keep me out of this deal.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Andrew Robeson. His story will be remembered for a long time here in Louisiana. Been the most talked about player in the state for a guy that's only played 3 games.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This kid's going to go to college, and he's going to have a good career. He can throw the football.
Yep. And remember, we just showed you the play of the game, but remember it was 1st and goal at the 5. And this was the same thing. They tried to run the ball a few times on Zachary. And the Broncos defense bowed up and kept them out of the end zone.
I tell you, Robeson looks to me like he'd be a good fit in like the Big 12, you know, where they just throw the ball all over the field.
Kansas? You think Kansas would be a good spot?
I don't know. What does Smacker think about that?
Yeah. Touchdown there and some emotion. A very emotional season for this Hahnville Tigers team as Andrew Robeson. Everything that he has gone through, he's letting it out right now. He's been a stand-up guy despite some difficult decisions made against him. And his high school football playing career at Hahnville ends before it really ever started in a way.
Wow, what a moment right there. I mean, just as you mentioned, Jeff, letting all the emotions, all the arbitration, the only practice he missed came on the heels of the decision in the arbitration.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just...
When the executive committee denied his appeal, and many of you have seen the emotional testimony that was made on behalf of his parents as he gets in the end zone there and scores the touchdown. And the tears started flowing right after that. I don't think he wanted to give that football up.
Just hats off to that kid for what he's going through. Remember, these are high schoolers, you know. Some of them 15, 16, 17 years old, and just all the emotion him and his family have endured, and just the right thing, I think. And I wish it would have happened earlier. And we don't need to get into the whole story, but at the end of the day, Jeff, it's always been my opinion, don't punish the kid.
Yeah.
You know, let the kid get out there and play. You know, don't make him suffer. Like when coaches leave or a program gets put on probation, don't make the kids suffer. Don't make them lose eligibility in bowl games and the coaches kind of get to walk away. You know, let these kids play.
Yeah, it's. I think it was a learning lesson for everyone involved, and I know there's going to be a lot of talk here about making sure, especially with the transfers and whatnot, that you don't have another situation like this again. Talking to David Brewerton about it, and he said it was a feel-good story for a high school kid to finally get out there and do what he wants to do, be a high school athlete. And you can either agree or disagree with the decision, but you got to feel good about Andrew Robeson.
Well, and it's interesting. I mean, you know, just in the time that I've been doing games with you, Jeff, the last couple of years, we've had not similar stories, but you had the kid at Episcopal, the running back, you know, who had come in, was a refuge, and you know, I think they got him on, what was it, an age deal?
Age deal.
You know, and but it wasn't any fault of his, and it wasn't like this was some kid who was just overpowering and was going to hurt somebody, but you know, you hope that they can always get to the right decision, and I hope that decision always errs on the side of letting these kids be high school athletes.
But congratulations to the Zachary Broncos. They show why they have won 2 state championships over the last 3 years, and based on the potential upsets that are brewing here in 5A, they are, if they weren't a favorite to win the 5A title again going into tonight, they are certainly now, as they really put on a tremendous performance, beating the Hahnville Tigers for the 3rd time in 4 years. Zachary has ended Hahnville's season with a loss. And there are 2 good coaches, 2 classmen, 2 guys that love high school football. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach David Brewerton as his team advances to the quarterfinals again. 41-20. More coming up on Game Time.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
I didn't tell you guys about the game the other day. My seats were right behind.
You're not thinking about if you set the alarm before leaving the house. You're thinking about how you caught the home run that extended the series to 7. You're thinking you finally have a baseball story to rival theirs. You're thinking about how you caught the ball barehanded without spilling a drop. You're not thinking about if you set the alarm. Well, maybe just a little. Stay close to the moments that matter. Cox Home Life will take care of the rest.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Back at Hahnville High School, where the Tigers fall to the Zachary Broncos 41-20 in a rematch of last year's 5A state championship game. Last year, it was Zachary beating Hahnville 34-14, and another impressive performance by the Broncos. They were very dominant here tonight on the defensive side of the football. Keelan Brown and the variety of weapons he has on offense, it would be tough for any defense to slow them down. Hahnville's got a very good defense, allowing 15 points a game coming into tonight, but they were no match for Zachary.
Well, we mentioned it. Zachary loves this time of year. They play impressive when they get in the playoffs, and it was no different tonight. And they just showed you how many different ways they can beat you with all of the talent they have, from the wide receiver position, the quarterback, and then really I thought the biggest drive was when they just chewed it up right at the end of the third quarter, took a ton of time off the clock, and just really sealed it. And you know, they played comfortable all night. One big mistake by Keelan Brown, but hats off to this Hahnville team and what they endured and went through with Robeson all season.
Well, a lot of times it's pretty easy for us to pick our player of the game. Tonight was tough, but we decided to go with last year's Class 5A most outstanding player, and that was Keelan Brown. And Keelan Brown tonight was our most valuable player, just because of what he was able to do controlling things. He throws the pick six, but it doesn't derail his night. What he can do with his legs, and then he's a physical player too. Doesn't mind taking a hit. And then this 85-yard bomb to Chandler Whitfield, that was a huge play.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned it, just controlling the game, doing what he needed to do. 281 yards tonight. Obviously threw for a couple touchdowns, and the big thing too was extending the drives with his legs and just running the football. He's a complete dual threat player.
What a great game from Keelan Brown. So we'll send it down to Smacker Miles, who has Keelan Brown. Smacker?
I had the honor of telling Keelan that he was the player of the game, and he disagreed with you guys' choice. He said someone else should have been player of the game. What do you think?
Is the player of the game? I would have said R.J. Allen. You know, he put up all those 41 points for us, you know, majority of them. 41 points, you know, he ran the ball good. All credit to the D-line, O-lineman as well. And, you know, they did their thing, and we prepped for it all week.
To come in and get a win in such a hostile environment against a quality opponent, how long will you enjoy this one?
I enjoyed it for a long time. Their coach and their team, they've been wanting revenge on us after the Superdome win. And we just had to make a statement, and we just came and did that.
Any changes to go all the way?
We're keeping the same thing the whole time. You know, just stay with us, play physical, play fast, and play tough, and stay mentally strong.
Thanks, Keelan.
Thank you.
Jeff?
Well, R.J. Allen was our second choice. I'll tell Keelan.
It won't be the first time somebody's disagreed with me, but the thing about it that I appreciate is how unselfish this team is. And look, he wanted his teammate to get all the same accolades, but I'll tell you what, hats off to that entire offense and the ball club at Zachary.
That will do it for our coverage tonight in Hahnville. Want to thank everyone involved. Kim Keon, our producer, Walter Boutte, our director, Smacker Miles down on the field, Tommy Cooper, our statistician, Jason DeQuare. I'm Jeff Palermo. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you next Friday. Congratulations to the Broncos.
Game Time on YurView was brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. West Feliciana Parish. The best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone stronger, faster, better.
Well, I've had back pain now